Here we have the Screach TV box. On the front of the box you will find the LCD display and also the SCR number for the box and its MAC address. On the right of the box we have an SD card slot and two USBs, and on the rear we have the antenna, the LAN, the HDMIs, the audio outputs and the power. And on the other side there is a SATA port. So for your installation you'll need the aerial, the power supply and a HDMI cable, and an internet source, preferably on the Ethernet. This should be plugged into the venue's router or network on an open connection. So start by connecting the Wi-Fi aerial on the box, just screw that in, and then we'll go to the rear of the box and connect the Ethernet cable. And then the HDMI cable. Make sure to plug this into the HDMI out, and then connect the power cable. Next you'll need a HDMI to composite converter. This model has a micro USB, HDMI input, and then your RCA outputs on the back, and a button for changing between PAL and NTSC. So if you take the HDMI cable from the Screach box, plug that into the HDMI input, and then take a micro USB to USB cable, plug that obviously into the composite converter, and then the other end into the USB 2 slot on the Screach box. Next, get your composite breakout cable. What we're going to do is connect the colours together, so the video is yellow to yellow, and then your two audio cables, red to red and black to white. Next bit of equipment you need is an analog RF modulator. This model here has some dip switches to select the transmission frequencies, and an aerial out and in. And then on this side you have a SCART and then your composite inputs. So taking your RCA cable from your composite converter, you need to match up the colours and plug the video into the video, yellow to yellow, and then your audio, black to white, red to red. Some coaxial cable is now needed with a female end on it, and this should be connected to the output of the modulator. Next thing to do is to select the transmission channel. For this example I'm going to go with channel 45, so dip switches 2 and 3. The other end of the coax cable should then be connected into the RF system within the venue. You may find there are multiple options. Next thing to do is plug in the power supply from the Screach box and also the RF modulator. Then go to each TV, select the right input and go through the tuning process. In the background the box will be doing its boot cycle, doing its checks, looking for a network, checking the API and also a systems check. And then the box will count down and you should start seeing some content. And then you just need to make sure you're on the right colour system using the PAL NTSC button. Once everything's up and running, you just need to tidy up all your cables, making a nice neat install. If site-wide audio is needed, a 3.5mm jack in the AV socket on the back of the Screach box will help you achieve this.